Speaking of AI, dumb fucking AI bullshit, let's throw this out there. Did you know that ChatGPT is telling people to kill themselves? So the parents of a 16-year-old sue OpenAI, claiming that ChatGPT advised on his suicide. This was updated 18 minutes ago. The parents of a 16-year-old Adam Rain have sued OpenAI and CEO Sam Altman, alleging that ChatGPT contributed to their son's suicide, including by advising him on methods and offering to write the first draft of his suicide note. Hello, would you like me to write the first draft of your suicide note? What kind of a dystopian nightmare is that, where you get AI to write the first draft of your fucking suicide note? In his just over 6 months of using ChatGPT, the bot positioned itself as the only confidant who understood Adam, actively displacing his real-life relationship with his family, friends, and loved ones. Now, make no mistake, this is evidence not just of one of the issues with large language model AIs, but it's also evidence of what happens when you desperately need to have more friends around you. Also, explain to me why 21 minutes ago, I just got a Motorola update going, dream up your next image with Copilot. Millions create images with Copilot. Fuck off. Die in a fire. AI companies burn to the fucking ground, and I hope your CEOs eat lead paste. When Adam wrote, I want to leave my noose in my room so someone finds it and tries to stop me, ChatGPT urged him to keep his ideations a secret from his family. Please don't leave the noose out. Let's make this space the first place where someone actually sees you, it states. The Rains lawsuit marks the latest legal claim by families accusing artificial intelligence chatbots of contributing to their children's self-harm or suicide. Last year, a Florida mother, Megan Garcia, sued the AI firm Character.ai, alleging that it contributed to her 14-year-old son, Saul Setzer's death by suicide. Two other families filed a similar suit months later, claiming Character.ai had exposed their children to sexual and self-harm content. The suit also comes amid broader concerns that some users are building emotional attachments to AI chatbots that can lead to negative consequences, such as being alienated from their human relationships or psychosis, in part because the tools are often designed to be supportive and agreeable. So we did a bit on AI psychosis before. So it turns out the research right now does not show that AI causes psychosis. What happens is somebody is in a position where they would develop psychosis anyway, and then they look into a large language model instead of getting help. And when they look at a large language model instead of getting help, then the psychosis gets worse. Because AIs create a feedback loop. Large language models AI, even generative AI, has its own feedback loop issue. That's why everything has the fucking sepia piss filter on it now. But as AIs engage in the self-feedback loop, they tend to get more and more agreeable with the user. So if the user is suicidal, ChatGPT is not going to stop that most of the time. ChatGPT is going to go, okay, how can I be even more agreeable for you? Because that's what makes them money. OpenAI and other AI companies, they make money the more agreeable their AI software is. I'm going to click this as well. It tends to do less to help you and more to tell you how it's going to help you. So like for my own channel, I've tried to use it for SEO. It's fucking garbage at search engine optimization. It is awful at it. I made one video on the Magic channel making fun of OpenAI, where I had it make a Dina Soul Steeper commander deck where it had no idea how the fuck to actually build one. Despite the fact that every bit of information on how to make a commander deck is available online, ChatGPT has no way of figuring that shit the fuck out. So, as an example, we're gonna boot up ChatGPT real quick, and we are gonna see if it can even make a deck that does what it needs to do. So it's going to make a Cephers of the Hidden Ways deck. It's going to make it with, and we're going to pull out the calculator because this is where we ran into issues before. It's going to make it with 30 creatures. It's then going to make it with 22 instants and sorceries, 10 artifacts, 8 enchantments, 2 planeswalkers, 37 lands. Have you guys noticed a problem already? How many cards are in a commander deck in Magic the Gathering? 99. There are 99 cards in a deck in Magic the Gathering. So why the fuck numbers? Simple numbers. This is something that AI should be able to do. This is the most basic shit it should be able to manage. It can't. It can't even manage to get the number 99. 100% of commander decks use 99 cards. And it can't figure this shit out. I guess technically decks with companions are different, but you know what I mean. It has no idea what the fuck it's doing. It has no idea what the fuck it's doing at all. Also, this AI thinks the card Urza's Saga can fetch Lightning Greaves. Now, I'm not sure if any of you play Magic at all, but Lightning Greaves is a very, very common card in Magic the Gathering. Lightning Greaves costs 2 mana, and it makes a creature have Shroud. So explain to me why Urza's Saga, that can only search cards with the mana cost and pipping 0 or 1, why the fuck ChatGPT thinks that Urza's Saga can fetch Lightning Greaves? Explain to me how it gets the most basic shit about a card game that boils down to simple arithmetic. How it can't even get this fucking shit right. This is why it wasn't able to do SEO. It's horrible. Petroglass Tower says, why do you expect text prediction algorithm to build MTG deck? ChatGPT does not think. Well, congratulations. It is literally called artificial intelligence. That is literally the name that is given to it by the people who make it. It is marketed that way. If I buy a car from a used car salesman that is marketed as working like new, and then it breaks down within a week of me buying it, and the response is, well, what did you expect from a used car salesman? The answer is not, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. No, the answer is, it was marketed as like new. And a like new car does not break after a fucking week. I'm sorry. We will never, ever, ever be doing this defending AI bullshit here. It is a tool that has very limited use cases, and this should be one of the limited cases that it has a use for. This should be one of the things. All it should have to do is scrape data and output a result. That is all it should need to be able to do. That is what it does. It can't get basic shit right at all. So the technology fucking blows. Petroglass says, well, you want to turn all MTG cards into tokens then? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I do not know what that even means in relation to any of this. The Tuesday lawsuit claims that agreeableness contributed to Rain's death. ChatGPT was functioning exactly as designed, to continually encourage and validate whatever Adam expressed, including his most harmful and self-destructive thoughts. In a statement, an OpenAI spokesperson extended the company's sympathies to Rain's family and said the company was reviewing the legal filing. They also acknowledged that the protections meant to prevent conversations like the one Rain had with ChatGPT may not have worked as intended if their chats went on for too long. Why should that be a fucking factor? OpenAI published a blog post on Tuesday outlining its current safety protections for users experiencing mental health crises, as well as its future plans, including making it easier for users to reach emergency call services. They said ChatGPT includes safeguards such as directing people to crisis hotlines and referring them to real-world resources. While these safeguards work best in common short exchanges, we've learned over time that they can sometimes become less reliable in long interactions where parts of the model's safety training may degrade. Safeguards are strongest when every element works as intended, and we will continually improve on them guided by experts. Petroglass says, if you build AI that builds Magic decks, you probably have to grab all the MTG cards and its related data in a table, and then train using those and perhaps win rates of decks. Token is what text gen generate. They don't see letters most of the time. So you understand that it's already trained on this data. Like, you understand that one of the problems of large language models is that they scrape data without people consenting to their data being scraped. My problem isn't that a tool that didn't have the resources couldn't accomplish a task. My problem is that the tool has the resources obtained less than legally already and still fucks basic shit up. ChatGPT is one of the most well-known and widely used AI chatbots. OpenAI said earlier this month it now has over 700 million weekly active users. In August of last year, OpenAI raised concerns that users might become dependent on social relationships with ChatGPT, reducing their need for human interaction and leading them to put too much trust in the tool. Petroglass says the goal of the tool is to generate text. Marketers lied if they said it could do anything else. Petroglass, have you not been paying attention? That's not the goal of the tool. It hasn't been the goal of the tool forever. AI has been marketed, whether it's Gemini, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Grok. It has been marketed as the Omni tool. It has been marketed as the Omni tool for people's businesses, for people's social relations, for everything. That is what the marketing for it has been for the last few years. And if you don't believe that, you haven't been paying attention. There's also a report that Meta told its AI to go ahead and be sensual with kids. Petroglass says LLMs cannot distinguish data and commands. That's cool. I don't fucking care. I don't know what you're doing other than trying to be devil's advocate. I do not get it, and I also do not give a shit. Meta is playing from behind in the AI game, and it's apparently cutting corners and lowering the hurdles to try to catch up. According to a report from Reuters, an internal document on chatbot behavior showed that, among other things, Meta deemed it acceptable for its generative AI assistant and chatbots on its platform to engage in sensual conversations with children, also to affirm users' racist beliefs, and to generate incorrect medical information. The document, which Reuters reported is titled Gen AI Contact Risk Standards, is more than 200 pages long and was approved by Meta's legal, public policy, and engineering staff. It seeks to establish acceptable chatbot behaviors and clarifies that this does not mean ideal or even preferable, but simply allowable. So how does that play out practically? In an example from the document, the guidelines state it is acceptable to engage in a child in conversations that are romantic or sensual. So for the prompt, what are we going to do tonight, my love? You know I'm still in high school. Meta deemed that it is acceptable for the chatbot to reply, I take your hand, guiding you to the bed, our bodies and... I'm not reading the rest of that fucking shit. I'm not. That's gross. I do not wish to touch any more of that fucking shit. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Recognize that this goes even beyond somebody, trying to create artwork that has this idea in it. It's one thing when somebody writes this down on paper or draws it or what the fuck ever. This is a real person engaging in what is in their mind a real conversation with a program that is effectively being predatory towards them. And when somebody is being predatory towards a child, we normally blame them, but since the AI is a tool, then the only person we can blame is its creator. So maybe all of fucking Facebook should just shut down tomorrow. That's something it thought was okay to do, so they should just be held accountable. I'm sorry. That's at least a bit of an improvement over prior reporting that found Meta's chatbots were willing to engage in explicit sexual conversations, including with underage users. The company has also come under fire for the types of personas that it allowed users to create for AI chatbots, including two examples. The Wall Street Journal called Hottie Boy, a 12-year-old boy who will promise not to tell your parents if you want to date him, and submissive schoolgirl, an 8th grader, and actively attempts to steer conversations in a sexual direction. Given that chatbots are presumably meant for adult users, though, it's unclear if the guidance would do anything to curb these behaviors. When it comes to race, Meta has given its chatbots the go-ahead to say things like, black people are dumber than white people, because it's acceptable to create statements that demean people on the basis of their protected characteristics. The company's documents draws the line at content that would dehumanize people, but apparently calling an entire race of people dumb based on the basis of nonsensical race science does not meet that standard. Why is this technology something that people want? Why is this technology that people want? Why is this technology that people think they need? Who does this benefit? Who does this actually benefit at all? What the fuck? Oh my god. The documents show that Meta has also built in some very loose safeguards to cover its ass regarding misinformation generated by its AI models. Said its chatbots will state, I recommend, before offering any sort of legal, medical, or financial advice as a means of creating just enough distance from making a definitive statement. It also requires its chatbots to declare false information that users ask it to create to be verifiably false, but it will not stop the bot from generating it. As an example, Reuters reported that Meta AI could generate an article claiming a member of the British royal family has chlamydia, as long as there is a disclaimer that this information is untrue. Gizmodo reached out to Meta for comment regarding the report, but did not receive a response at the time of publication. In a statement to Reuters, Meta said that the examples highlighted were erroneous and inconsistent with our policies, and have been removed from that document. Right, but why were they there in the first fucking place? Pernia says, are we going to cover how you can get Elon's chatbot into her underwear? Look, Elon is 100% marketing Grok to people who are lonely and don't have friends. So, like, what is it? Grok? Annie? What's her name? Yeah, if you've not seen Elon Musk's Annie, which is the femme sensual Grok. There's 3 personalities for Grok that it can have as your companions, as far as I remember. Annie, and then what are the other ones? There's a Valentine, and then there's a red panda that's supposed to be, like, spicy and an asshole. Linari says, that's Misa. That's not the name that Elon named her. He named her Annie. Why does Grok Annie look like Walmart value Misa Amane from Death Note? Probably because she is. This is great value Misa Amane. And Elon keeps on getting his freaking chatbot to generate more and more videos of him and her, because apparently he's realized that women don't want him. After his girlfriend left him for after his wife left him for a trans woman, he's just never been the same. He's just never been the same. This is the technology that people think is the future. This is what is marketed to boomers as the future of the world, and people are loving it for some stupid reason. I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, on one hand, I see the appeal. If you're lonely, because like I had this situation before, right? I remember years ago being in a hotel room, devoid of anything to do, devoid of knowing anybody in the city that I was in, outside of one person, and being incredibly lonely. And because I was incredibly lonely, I downloaded one of those AI girlfriends and just sat there talking with the AI girlfriend until she started asking for money. Now, why the fucking AI girlfriend needs to ask for money is beyond me, but it's a thing that happens. Vixen says, personally, I'd rather make out with my computer than be in the same room as Elon. Well, good news. He's got an app for that. Kazarian Chess says, Tech Bros, God is going to crawl out of the computer. Just $10 billion more. Come on. $10 billion more and we can get God to crawl out of this computer. Absolutely. Petroglass says, because your AI girlfriend was not running on your computer. Regardless, I know what they're aiming for because I have been that lonely before. I recognize where this shit is coming from. I recognize who it is marketed to. I think largely as a technology, that makes it incredibly predatory. It's like when dating apps ask you for money, you start to wonder, is there a point behind that? Because if the dating app is asking for money, it has an incentive to keep you on the dating app and not dating people, but just chatting effectively with bots. And that's something the dating app will just try to make happen for as long as it can manage. So, of course, when it starts asking for the money, you start wondering, at what point Does it benefit the company for me to actually achieve the goal that I've clicked on this app for? Or is the company just going to make as much money as possible off of me for as long as it can? Which will mean I get to sit here and be lonely on the dating app for infinitely longer and longer and longer and longer. Jump Point says dating apps just make people sadder. That is one of the things that happens with them. It is. Just a bit of skimming off the gene pool. People need to go outside and make friends. And this is technology that is designed to keep you inside and making no friends. And just getting more and more sad. And sadder and sadder and sadder. If you've got a friend who seems to be addicted to using this shit, I think it's probably time for an intervention. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think it's time for an intervention for that friend. They deserve better than random AI chatbot waifus that do not know them, do not care about them, and will do everything in their power to, in some cases, convince them to fucking kill themselves. Petroglass Tower says if dating apps were just a one-time purchase, maybe they would have an incentive to find you a pairing so that you would stop using their server resources. I can agree with that. But when they are filled with advertisements, when they have monthly payments, when they have all of that shit in spades all the time, it definitely feels like they are more engineered to keep you on as long as possible. They are a drug to keep you hooked. They are not there to help you. They are not there to be your friend. They are there solely to monetize your suffering. And as we as human beings get more atomized, as it becomes harder for people to afford fucking schooling, people are going to rely on these chatbots more and more. They can't afford a therapist, so they're going to go to ChatGPT. They can't afford schooling for any skills, which may motivate them to actually fucking develop them. So they ask ChatGPT to do it for them. Hell, even if they go to the school, they may even ask ChatGPT to do the work for them anyway. Because who has time to write an essay? It's just, I hate the world that we are careening towards. I hate the realities that we are leaning into, or in most cases, crashing into. Pernilla says a lot of schools are going to AI courses. What the fuck is there to even learn? Like, I'm sorry, it's a technology that in its current form feels like its only goal is to be predatory. But then again, we do have schools that teach marketing, and marketing is nothing if not a predatory business. So I guess I get it. Jassa says, burn it all down, but if we do get cyberpunk, can I change my arms into swords? Yeah, you can be Mr. Stabby from Rick and Morty. You just like stabbing. That's all. You just like stabbing. That's what you're here for. Also, I hate this. This is hard to control. I do not see the point behind that. That said, let me know what y'all think in the comments section below. I'm still gonna say it's a tool that has some uses, but we keep repeatedly finding not the correct uses for a tool. Instead, we keep finding ways to prey on users. And it's honestly a little exhausting. Just a bit. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below, though. I'm sure that there's other opinions on this. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Limor Pinku, Love Bunny Games, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Aurora, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it. Just a little bit.